Okay, so I know I said I wouldn't be here. That was never intended to be a lie, but I realized that actually I use this as a dust mask, don't mind me. I realized that actually, if you could focus, cool, maybe, please, 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 yes. Anyway, I realized that okay, cool, I have a week until I go and see Ghost. That actually only gives me 2 days that I have off work before Ghost. So I figured actually I should look at this some more. Um, so I did a bunch of this off stream, and I apologize. Um, I was stuck indoors waiting for a parcel, and I needed something to do because I was gonna go nuts if I had nothing. So yes, I have this currently. Don't mind Boris. He's not. He's he's feeling a little under the weather. Um, yeah, this was the paper mask I made on stream originally, and then I did some stuff to it. I'll make another one at some point because I'm thinking I might like actually mold and cast something so I can make a bunch of these because it was kind of fun. But yeah, I have this currently paper mask, foam clay, and I'd started sanding it. I don't know how easy it is to see on cam. Probably not particularly, depending on whether it wants to focus or not. But this side has been sanded, this side has not. So I'm going to continue to sand things. My phone is deciding connecting to chat is not going to be a thing. So if I miss anything, I apologize. I'll see if I can get it up on my laptop as well, just in case. Okay. Hopefully, I'll be able to see if anyone says anything. So I apologize in advance if I miss something. But I'm basically just going to continue sanding this for a while. Because I'm going to be sticking a bunch of rhinestones on this, because of course I want to have the glittery version. So yeah. So it's not like super critical, but as far as having the surfaces pretty even, yeah, that matters. So I'm going to attempt to kind of sort of speed run this a little bit, to be honest. Yeah, just I'll deal with after the fact, whatever. It's fine. Main thing is I get through the worst of it, because I do not have time to leave this. Because I need to give myself enough time that if I start sticking rhinestones on here and I need to get more, I can order more. So yeah, I apologize to my gym mate and my PT because I said I'd be in this morning. But on reflection, I realized I don't have the time. So yeah, in true me style, my perception of time was super whack. So I shall take the L on that. That is thoroughly on me. But I'm so excited for Ghost. Good God. I am disgustingly excited for Ghost. Like, I was excited before, but like, I had a thing come up on my phone yesterday on my memories. So it's like, 3 years ago today, you were at Ghost. And then I was more excited. And then because they had a new song drop yesterday, it's just, Losing my tiny mind. I played it like on loop on my walk to work yesterday, and it was perfect because like it was a sort of hazy. I say hazy, it was super misty, but like low mist morning, and the sky was kind of like red and blue, and it was it was the coolest thing. Unbelievably cool. So yeah, I'm stupid excited for the whole thing. And this, as an idea, was very much one of those like, I'll take it or leave it. Either I'll do it or I won't. And then it got to a point where it's like, I've kind of committed to this now, and I'll be annoyed if I don't do it. So now I'm here at 3 in the morning when I should be in the gym, and I said I would be, but you know, this kind of has to take priority for the time being. It's gonna be kind of hard to see a whole bunch, so I apologize for that. I sort of have to hold Boris at various angles to get this kind of right. And I've only used foam clay a couple of times before, so I've still got like most of a bucket kicking about. But it's really nice to work with. Good God. I'd move this camera, but if I alter it even slightly, it's going to shit itself and die. So I'm inclined to just leave it where it is, to be honest. Not like you guys are missing much. I'm just sanding a thing. So, you know, trying to decide where is better to stand kind of isn't much I can do with it, to be honest. But yeah, as I say, I'm thinking I might make a bunch of these just because it's been fun. But this is the best way to make a mask that like actually fits your face. So I will warn you that when it comes to like cutting it after the fact, the brown paper and glue is extremely strong. So be aware that you're probably gonna need to use a Dremel, or you're gonna need to use like a. So I used a combination of like a Dremel, um, just an open set of scissors, so like just the blade from a set of scissors. But then if you've got like a little hacksaw or something, just something with a super fine but serrated edge, that'll work great. Because it is very difficult to cut through. Which is good, because it's supposed to be strong. That's the whole purpose. So at this point, I'm basically just trying to. You can see it. Let me see if it shows on cam. Basically, will it? No, it refuses. What about this one? Will it show on this one? Kind of. You can kind of see. So like this bit along here, I've sanded. So this is then smooth with the rest of the paper. This bit along here still has kind of a ridge, which I'm trying to smooth out so it all is on the same plane. Ah, hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. Don't mind me, I'm just panicking slightly. How did the mold turn out? Ah, have that. Here. Give you a little peek. So, here is the thing that I have. Actually, pretty okay. Kind of hard to see much on camera, but that's the silicon bit. I'm good, just heading to Walmart after getting food. Nice. There you go, you can kind of see better on this cam. There's that, and then there's the jacket for it. I trimmed the edges of the fiberglass and then stuck some tape over it, just so there's nothing sharp. So, yeah, that all has worked out fine. So I'll be doing more to that once I've finished with this more pressing deadline that I'm currently working with for this mask. Because my perception of time is terrible. And I realised that I don't have very long to finish this thing. So this is the current priority. But I'll get back to mold things once I've finished this. Which I need to get done within a couple of days maximum. I'm hoping it won't even take me that long. But it depends whether I end up needing more rhinestones than I have. So yeah, we'll see. See how lucky I get. But at the minute, this is definitely the priority. Let me get a new bit of sandpaper. I think I'd exhausted this one. I've been using 240 grit, and that seems to be pretty good. Because foam clay is very easy to sand. So, I'm going pretty fine right from the get-go. It's honestly fine. So I'd considered using a Dremel on this, but it's going to cut away too much in one go. Like, just, this stuff is so fine. If I was trying to get rid of a big old chunk, then cool, but I'm not. So, very much a do it by hand sort of thing. Which is fine. Not going to take me that long to sand it. And then I'm going to start looking at the rhinestones I've got and how to space everything out. So I've got fewer big ones than I do small ones, so I need to kind of position everything sensibly. Because I'm not fussed about making the end thing like exactly accurate to the source material. Just close enough to serve a purpose. That's all I really care about. Which this absolutely will be, so it's fine. But then, as I say, I think I'm going to make another one so that I can, like, mold it and cast it. Oh, the camera's skipping. Well, that's fine. You keep intermittently pulling the face mask off so I can get a drink. Not remotely annoying. I suppose it would be less annoying if I didn't have headphones on. But I do, so it is. I can't... Well, I mean, I can function without music, but I don't want to. So, you know, kind of necessities all round, in my opinion. You'd think I'd be listening to Ghost currently if uh, if I'm working on a Ghost related project, but I'm not. I discovered yesterday that the day before yesterday, Necrogoblicon had released a new song, and that's what I'm currently listening to because it's hype, and I need hype. I need hype while I'm sanding. Originally, I'd put this on because I was about to head out to the gym, but then I realized, nope, deadlines, so I need to do this instead, which is fine. It's no biggie, but yeah, I'll have to message my gym mate and be like, "Yo, I know I said I'd see you today. I'm an idiot with no concept of how time works." But oh well, it's no biggie. I think I got complacent because I've given myself so much time for my cosplay armor. I'd assumed I'd done the same for this. I had not. That's not at all what I had done. I'd actually accidentally been incredibly ambitious. So I'm glad that this is the only thing I needed to do for Ghost. So as far as what I'm wearing, I already know. Like I've already picked all that out. So that's easy. Because originally I was like, "Ooh, do I make an outfit as well?" No, please, please don't. So I'm glad I decided against that. Okay. Edge is looking a lot better. I need to get some pretty tiny rhinestones in up there. That's fine. I got a bunch of tinies. It's the big ones that I have less of, really. So I have to try and space everything out pretty strategically, to be honest. And keep my head out of frame. Not easy. See, I'd bring this down lower, but again, I feel like it's gonna die if I do. Let me try. Expect it to not like it. Okay. It's still working. I'm amazed. Genuinely stunned. And the bridge of the nose is actually pretty flat on the source material. But also, it ain't that deep. I gotta be real picky about what actually matters at this point. I think I'm gonna hold it again. Yeah, I'm gonna hold it again for a sec. Because I need to kind of actually look fairly closely at how to approach this bit. Because even with a pretty fine sandpaper grit, like it's pretty easy to take chunks out of this. Which is why I was very anti-Dremel. And this actually, in fairness, works really well. I'm gonna have to do more foam clay stuff. Like, it was really nice to sculpt with as well. The nice thing about not using a Dremel is that it's not kicking up a ton of dust just into my face. Like, everything's fairly contained, really. I'm gonna have to take some of the tape off of this along here so I can finesse this edge in here. I wonder if I can. It's hard to see. Okay. Ugh. Imagine having a decent setup. It'd never be me. I'll get my shit together eventually. Probably. It was one of those things, like, when I first started streaming stuff, it was, just do the thing, you know? Yeah, I could do better with X, Y, Z, but just do the thing and start somewhere. But now that I've been doing it, it's like, actually, I should really improve on several things. Setup is the biggie. Sort out a proper, like, better camera than this one. This one's great. This one, not so much. But that's the one that I just had kicking about. That's the one I use for, like, Zoom appointments and stuff. I mean, ultimately, I need to get a better laptop to handle everything. Because it keeps deciding that it can't provide enough power to the good webcam. And that's been kind of ropey. I mean, at the minute, it's just been a case of using a different USB port. But I do wonder, how long is that going to work for? But I don't particularly want to be investing a bunch of money into stuff at the minute when it's really kind of unnecessary currently. I mean, eventually, sure, but at the minute, just, I'd rather conserve my funds so that I can use them on materials and such. That's where all my money goes, is materials. Materials and events. I don't drink, don't smoke, don't party, don't go out clubbing, don't go on holiday, but I do cosplay. And it's an expensive hobby. It doesn't have to be an expensive hobby, but for me, it definitely is. You'd be surprised what you can make that's actually on a shoestring budget. But I've been doing it for long enough now that like I'm more interested in the advanced stuff. I've always been extremely interested in, I suppose, self-improvement, but in like on like a skill basis. Like I want to learn to do new stuff. I take getting good very seriously. Everyone's got their things, I suppose. Like a mate of mine at work, his thing is cars. Like building cars. When I say building, I mean like assembling the parts to make cars. That didn't help explain it at all. He doesn't build them from like the ground up. Although I do have a workmate's husband that makes hot rods, so that's pretty epic. I kind of need to take this off of here now. This was taped originally. Hold it in a certain shape while the foam clay dried. Otherwise it was just going to sort of bend in again because of how I'd been leaving it. It was deliberate so that it clung to my face. But then I didn't want it to end up distorting the foam clay. So I taped it to Boris, who's now just going to stare blankly into oblivion. Can I do this over here? Kinda, yeah, okay. Now I've got to decide how much the rest of this matters. Does this bit matter? Probably not. If I need to, I can just fill it with glue. Not really a big deal. But I can still finesse it. That is nicer. I do prefer that. Now, ordinarily, I'd say it'd be wise to sand everything, prime it, and then spray it a base silver before trying to stick a bunch of rhinestones on it. Thinking is, kind of don't want to do that. Because if I'm going to glue rhinestones to it, it's going to end up glued to the paint and not the mask, and it's going to be way more likely to just flake off. So, I want the glue to adhere to a porous surface, or at least a rougher surface, which is why I'm going to sand everything, including the glue surface on the paper mask, to try and get everything to stick better. That is the intent. Oh, I have a WhatsApp message. That's dangerous. Who's awake this time in the morning? What did I do to my wrist? Okay. Yeah, who's messaged me? I have to ask. Oh no, wait, no, I know why she's awake. She said she had a Coachella performance she wanted to watch. Wait, I gotta message her. Yeah. Okay. That's funny. It's extra funny because she's so not a morning person at all. She's gonna be so tired at work today, good god. I don't know if she's planning to watch this thing and then go back to sleep or what, but that is really funny. Okay. I think this is mostly paper rather than sandpaper. Yeah. Right, and I want to fix the eye sockets because I can and I ought. Trying to angle this is really awkward because of the way everything's set up. But I will try anyway. Yo, what up, Grace? Oh, that's so funny. Like, you being awake is really funny. How does it feel? Welcome to my world. It's real peaceful here. I've been up for hours actually. Oh my god. Um, are you planning to like nap at any point before coming to work? Cause you're gonna die. Like the 6 woke midnight. Yo. That's my thing. Oh, how the turns have tabled. You mocked me. you, you mocked my lifestyle, and yet here you are. I know, right? See, it's great. Good grief, that is some commitment. I mean, from you, you know. I needed to cook and watch Coachella. Need is a strong word for Coachella, but okay. Each to their own, I suppose. I'm amazed that you finally had something that like gave you enough motivation to get up at the same time as me. Nuts. I didn't think there'd ever be anything. You literally got up earlier than me today by like an hour. Crazy. That's an achievement. Too tired yesterday, so slept early. Okay, well that's good. Complete coincidence. Yeah. I suppose it worked in your favor in the end. Funny how things work out, huh? What am I doing? I am making a half mask for a gig that I have um next week because I I'd been looking at it like, oh, I've got a week till this gig. I've got time. Um, I actually only have 2 days off until the gig, so I realized, hang on a minute. Uh, that is a lie. And ignore the thingy message. It's a thing I need to sort out. But yeah, it's a mask that I'm making, and then I've got a whole bunch of rhinestones that I'm gonna stick on it to make it sparkly. Of course, classic. I know. Me and my perception of time, right? So yeah, I realized that actually, deadlines exist. I should really finish this thing. Um, so yeah, that's that's what I'm currently working on. So not my big project, because you know deadlines. So this one first, and then I'll get back to my big project. And it'll be fine. I have just been myself. So you know, standard me things. But I'm hoping this won't actually take me that long. I just can't guarantee that. The rhinestones seem like it will take the longest. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say with things like that because I thought that making the base paper mask would be the quickest bit, but I had to have it sat on my face for a few hours. So I think actually that probably took the longest. Sculpting on top of that was like the quickest thing ever. That was super easy. And then sanding it actually also has been pretty easy. So yeah, should be fine actually. I'm hoping it'll be fine. Cause I've got a glue gun. I've got a glue gun and silver paint. Looks cool so far. Thanks. It's it's the spooky mask that showed up on your feed when you were going through YouTube from that new song that dropped from that band that you don't care about, but will now be on your recommended because I'm a bad person and showed you one song. That was so creepy. Yes, yes, it definitely is. It's a great song. So yeah, I'm making a sparkly mask, and then I'll probably end up making more of them because this was fun. As soon as I've sanded everything, I'm going to start assessing the rhinestone situation, which is a sentence I didn't think I'd be saying today. There you go. Didn't even click on it just in case it ruins my feed even further. Ruin is not the word I would use. Improve, actually. So, I have to disagree with you on that one. It's definitely spooky, so I didn't think it'd be your sort of thing. I like cute things. Well, okay, yes. Me to an extent. I think everyone does to some extent, but like, you know, are you sure? I had to read that from my laptop because the chat on my phone just disconnected as you typed something. So I have another one on my laptop so I can read what you're saying to me, but it's considerably smaller than the one on my phone. So I had to really peer into your soul for a second. But yes, I'm sure there are things that I like, like dog grooming. I think that's great. I'm having to really so only creepy music. Okay, I need to try and get this to refresh on my phone because it's just not helpful at all. Okay, so I like creepy things as well. Like something I've always really enjoyed ever since I was little was like puppets and mannequins. I'm a big fan of those, and most people would class that as creepy. So I like that too. But then I also like like Gudetama and like Sanrio. I like those actually, like puppets and stuff. Yeah, they're great. So I enjoy like the kind of uncanny valley sort of stuff. So, take that for what you will, I suppose. I've got a friend of mine who absolutely hates stuff like that. So whenever I've got a mannequin up to like cosplay or whatever, like she's just so not cool with it. Actually, having a mannequin head just sat here would freak her out. So yeah, puppets are cool. Yes, puppets are awesome. Like I don't know, I don't know how familiar you are with the movie Labyrinth, with David Bowie. It's one of those like cult classic movies. But the puppetry in that, when I was a kid, like blew my mind, and it absolutely sparked a complete obsession. I used to like binge watch the behind the scenes on the DVD that I had, and that's probably responsible for a lot of my nonsense these days, to be honest. I'm a massive fan of stuff like that. Oh, I know it. It's weird for me. It definitely is weird. It is 110% weird in every possible way. And that's why I love it so much. It's bizarre. And I'm a huge fan of things that are bizarre. I love stuff like that. And I've always been like a behind the scenes enjoyer. Like I used to love watching, like they always used to do that thing after Doctor Who episodes where they'd show you like the little behind the scenes bit. I used to obsess over those. I used to absolutely go nuts for those. So yeah, I think pop culture actually has quite a lot to answer for when it comes to my interests. I need to watch my Coachella performance. See you soon. Hey, go for it. Go nuts. I'll potentially still be here when you're done. Have fun. Oh, I will. You too. Enjoy your thing. uh, Fine. I need to go pee anyway, so I should go do that. What's the time? Okay, sort of 20 to 4-ish. That's fine. That's fine. Take this bit off from back here. Yeah, that's fine. Gotta decide how I'm gonna approach the edges of this thing. Currently, I'm not super sure. Okay, this is better than it was. Looks an awful lot smoother and just kind of generally nicer. Don't know how well the camera will focus if I show it up here. Not super well. Cool. Awesome. Oh, it's thinking about it. Uh-huh. Maybe. Kind of. Sort of ish. Well, basically, it's a lot better than it was. So, you know, that's the long and the short of it. Got to fix some of the eye socket stuff. Because what I think I'll end up doing is sticking the rhinestones on and then filling any gaps retroactively with a load of silver paint and an extremely fine brush. So I'm not worried about that, to be honest. I think that'll work out fine. Do I have a spare? I've got a spare plug socket. I can get away with plugging in my glue gun. That should be fine. Still gonna have to be vaguely mindful of work existing. But if Grace can manage, then god damn it, I can definitely manage. We'll see. If she ends up late this morning, I'm going to laugh. If she comes in late and tired, I will laugh. I'm not sure whether she put herself down for early or not. I'll have to see. Check of the schedule. But as I said yesterday, weekends actually are pretty nice to work. You just kind of get on with it, you know? Okay. Right. This is in a fairly decent position. Fairly decent. Let me try and deal with some of this in here. And then I should definitely go pee, because I have a tendency to just kind of hold it for which I didn't realize is an ADHD thing. Who knew? I suppose it's one of those when everything is normal to you, you kind of don't stop to think about why you do stuff. There you go. It's definitely made me more aware when I do it. So I try to keep better tabs on these things these days. Because knowing is the majority of the battle, to be honest. Yeah. I could not beat up my webcam, that would be epic. Okay. Right. I will go contend with that real quick. And then I'll come back and assess whether I can justify starting to put sparkly things on here. I don't have very long until I should leave. So, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking... I can, oh no. Decisions. Decisions. I can at least try this on real quick and see whether everything still fits okay. Yeah, I can test that at least. Yeah, I'm back. How long have I been going for? Not even an hour. Come on. Gotta hang about till at least an hour. Kinda hard to know if everything's gonna sit. We'll see, I guess. I kind of want to leave the bits along the temple and the top of the forehead blank until I figure out how I'm going to do the straps for everything. That's another consideration. But it's annoying because I've just swept all of this as well. I've already made it dusty again. So good job, me. Whatever. Not that fast. Yeah, I kind of need to stand all along here. Also, make things an easier surface for glue to stick to. A minute. Get the feeling it may not want to. It makes me wonder if I use something that isn't hot glue in the hopes that it sticks better. I don't mind waiting longer for better glue to do things, you know? I know I've got some 2-part glue. I think it's Loctite. Used that before. Maybe I'll use that. And then just be real careful. I'm hoping that as long as I do it sort of a bit at a time, I'm less likely to balls it up. Okay. That's pretty fine, to be honest. Like, it's not an issue. Not really. Out of interest, if I try to put this onto my face, what happens? Let's find out. Let me move those out of the way, just in case any audio gets through to the mic if they're around my neck, and I get copyright strikes. That would annoy me. Hey, okay, so actually, pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, so everything fits to me as it should. Oh, pretty epic. So, what I think I will do is I can at least have a look at the stuff. I think what I'll end up doing is probably using the 2-part glue with these, because I don't trust hot glue. Not really. I have a bunch of sparklies to stick on this, and it's gonna take me a while. But I want to make sure I do it properly. And I want to make sure nothing's going anywhere. So, you know, priorities, really. I'd rather it took longer but was gonna stay put, basically. Question is, how much time do I actually have to do that? The answer is not a whole lot. I've got these ones. I've got these ones. And I have ones that are even smaller than these. And these are tiny. So these are already dropped it. I can already tell this is going to be carnage. They're the two sizes that I have for the most part. So I think I can make this work. I definitely think I can make this work. And I have some really, really tinies as well. So, yeah. I think this is going to be one of those, like, long tweezers sort of deals. So, I'm going to operate against my better judgment. I'm going to actually go pee and then come back to glue some things. Oh, I'm an idiot. So, oh, cool. I think everything's fine. Right. So, focus. Yes, good. So, I am thinking I should really pull up a reference. I'm also restarting my phone so I can actually maybe view chat, which would be nice. Yeah. Sandpaper, I'm going to say I'm done with because I'll be here forever if I don't just call it somewhere. So, as far as this goes, I'm going to have to bring this camera down lower. I can't avoid it. Also going to move Boris because he's just going to cause chaos. Unless I actually use him as I had previously. Might not be a bad shout, to be honest. Might not be a bad shout. The problem is that I've already tethered this to here. And I'd be able to if I hadn't wrapped the ruddy wire around it. My setup is pretty sketch, so, you know, that's a thing. So maybe I'll just wind up holding this near the camera as I'm doing stuff, or is that going to be annoying as well? I feel like whatever I do, it's going to suck. So, you know, whatever. For now, hold it. I'm gonna need Boris at some point. I'll just have to leave him vibing for a bit. Please. Okay. Phone has restarted, so if I can please open my Twitch app, that would be epic and cool. Just let me view the thing. No. Let me view the thing. Okay. Right. Should now have access back to chat. Hooray. Anyway, I have 2-part glue kicking about. What I should really do is mix up some stuff. Have a crack. I have to be careful that I'm not losing detail anywhere. Would be bad. I kind of need to stop, please. Of course, I have terrible coordination because meds like a couple of hours ago. For the first 2 or 3 hours, my coordination is abysmal. So that's not going to be helping things. So actually, I ought to have Boris for this. Just so things don't go hideously awry. Can I fit another one under? No. Do that. Slightly better, because it's slightly higher up, I suppose. Okay. If I just mix a teeny tiny bit of Loctite, just to see what do I have a thing on which to mix it. Actually not. Do I have any tweezers for handling beads and such? Some jewelry pliers, which is better than nothing. Imagine approaching any of this vaguely prepared. Would never be me, apparently. Okay. I just want to mix up a tiny bit. Just to... I've got paper kicking about. Yeah, screw it. Paper, or do I have any cardboard? Paper's fine. Screw it, I only want to mix up a tiny bit anyway. Fine. Right. So I'm going to... Oh, it's araldite. No difference. So I'm only putting on gloves because I don't trust myself to not get this on my hands. Realistically. I also have a box of matchsticks, which will come in handy. Realistically. For mixing stuff. And what have you. Again, I'm screwing myself over by doing this with the knowledge that I shouldn't even really still be here. Hello? Hello. Okay. Please. Please. So... Let me see. Let me see if I can do much of anything. So I'm going to... So I've got a couple of tubes of stuff. The two-part thing, 1-to-1. Little blob of this, little blob of that. Mix them together. Jobbed. So I'm going to mix up a tiny bit. Just because this is more of a test than much else. Plus, if it's only a tiny bit, like, as far as there being any fumes to worry about, no. Like, it's not an issue. Right. And I will use a matchstick. You can see two different blobs of stuff. You just mix them together. For a little bit. Oh, chat is still being funny with me. Epic. Well, I don't know how to fix it, because last time I restarted my phone and then it was fine. So, I don't know what to tell you at this point, to be honest. It's one of those things, I guess. And somehow, I have broken the matchstick. That's fairly impressive. Cool. Alright, good for me. Well, I've got plenty of others, who cares? Don't remember whether you're supposed to leave this until it gets tacky. May cause an allergic reaction. Cool, whatever. None of this gives me instructions. Epic. It's bold of them to assume I remember how any of this works. Oh, and I did end up getting it on my hands. Just as well. Fortunately, I am predictable. So, do I quickly Google whether you're meant to do, like, a thing and a thing? I'm gonna quickly Google it. Because I don't trust me. So, use link files, yeah. Both surfaces pressed together and then cool, okay, fine. All I wanted to know. That is literally all I wanted to know. So this is going to suck and be difficult. Which is fine. It's because everything's so teeny tiny. It's gonna be obnoxious. There you go. I think I'm gonna start up here somewhere. Hoping it should adhere quite well. Really. Can I get this gripped with these first? And okay. And glue on here. Glue on there. Mush. Cool. I can see myself making a massive mess with all of this. They're the big ones, these are the small ones. So, let's grab one of these. Here. And then, more or less, same difference. I get the feeling this is going to take me a very long time. Oh well. So a wise man once said, "It is what it is." And once I get the hang of it, it won't be so bad anyway. Okay. This has the potential to not be the worst, in fairness. I think for the minute, we'll concentrate on this little area. Having tweezers would have been super helpful. But jewelry pliers are fine enough. Provided I can actually grip things in a way that is helpful. And I've also got the teeny tinies that I can use, which is good. I think I'll end up sticking some teeny tinies around as well. Another bigger one up here. It definitely shouldn't still be here. Ah, oh no. I'm an idiot. Who knew? Another big one. As for the teeny tinies, a whole bunch of those. But they are obscenely small. Good God. Okay. Fine. Fine, I can probably make this work. I think I a little bit more glue down. Around the outsides of these. I can probably space a bunch of the teeny tinies. This is nuts. Why am I like this? Just picking these up is bordering on impossible. Of course, they're stuck to the pliers. Damn it. Exactly what I didn't need. Yeah, of course, you're impossible to pick up again. Of course you are. Why would you not be? This is going to take me forever. Do that. As long as nobody gets up close to this, we'll be fine. Oh, come on. Stop. Okay, right. This is infuriating. Genuinely infuriating. I need to get some tweezers for this, because pliers just ain't it. But I don't have any jewelry tweezers, so currently this is my only option. Why would you fall upside down? That's not what I asked. Yeah, this is going to actually be kind of maddening. I thought this was going to be really nice and therapeutic. I think it would be if I had the right tools and I didn't have the time constraints. I think under those circumstances, everything would be fine. But that's not my current reality, and it's making me mad. Super irritating. It keeps falling upside down as well, which doesn't make sense. Literally stop. Where's the other bigger one? You, come here. You in up here. Why are you also falling upside down? Stop. God's sake, man. Yeah, because I can't get in close enough with the pliers because they're too thick. So it kind of just screws me over. Stop it. Actual crashing. Alright, on the plus side, this is definitely doable. Downside is I'm going to be here for the next 20 years trying to get it done. Gonna have to try and find some jewelry pliers. Don't know where I can go locally that might have some. No. Unless I just go on Amazon. Got it. I also know to mix up less glue. Didn't think I'd done much to begin with, but even less, apparently. Ah, that's my alarm telling me to stop being an idiot and actually go get ready for work. Whether I listen to that or not, is another matter entirely. Did I put glue on this before I grabbed it? Oh, I'm a fool. Fairness, I don't think it's going anywhere. We'll see how it turns out. I'm pretty sure it's going to stay where it is. This is going to be wildly frustrating. I know for a fact that this is going to annoy me. That's fine. If I just get the right tools for the job, I'll be okay. But until then, I'm going to continue to be mad about it. But it is doable. I feel like hot glue would have dried too quick for this. Like this requires fast time. As a process. It works. Main thing. It's just going to take me a long time. And time is not something that I have this morning. Where if I get to work just on time again today, Grace is going to laugh in my face. Okay. So, not a bad start to things. Really? We're just going to refuse to focus? Literally in front of your face. Come on. Do the thing. Cameras are just saying no today. Just focus on this, please. Please. No. You get the gist, hopefully. I'm starting to work on a thing. Just refuses to focus. So, you know, I'm sure that's fine. The bigger ones are way less irritating. But I need to have the smaller ones to close the gaps. So, yeah, I'm glad I decided I was going to do this morning, because now I have some idea as to how long it's actually going to take me. And it's a while. So at least I've had a kind of a head start. Please. Please let me pick up this tiny little gem. God, this is annoying. I'm going to have to get some jewelry tweezers. Because this is going to be the death of me. But I'm too impatient to just call it quits and wait until I have the appropriate tools. I'm just gonna keep suffering. Suffering on a time limit. Unnecessarily. This is a constant argument that I have. Please, for the love of God, stop doing what you're doing. Idiot. Welcome to my inner monologue, externalized. This is the rage that comes with I want to do something but I don't have time. So don't have time. And I'm just gonna be mad about it. The whole time I'm trying to do stuff, I'm just gonna be mad about it. So why am I still here electing to suffer? Let me do the last few, and then I have to duck out because I will not have time to eat anything if I don't do that. Okay, well, in fairness, looking at it as a whole, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I will mix up less glue next time. Use actual jewelry tweezers and not a set of pliers. And not be on a freaking time limit. And I think all of those elements combined would give me an easier go of things, realistically. Just trying to fill in the spaces that have glue just kind of seeping around the edges. Then I can walk away. I'm gonna be so late. Not even funny. I'm causing myself unrequired stress. Like, nothing about this was necessary. Didn't have to be here doing the things that I'm doing. Yet here I am. It could honestly be worse. Camera will refuse to pick it up, but it could be worse. Cool. Great. Thanks, cameras. Very cool. Very epic. Very glad to be here. Ugh. This is so unnecessary. And I'll get around to doing this tomorrow when I don't have a time limit and be like, yo, I was so angry. That was very uncool. Anyway, everything's fine now. Who knew? Who could ever have seen this coming? I'll never learn. Literally never. I will do this again. Probably not exactly the same project, but it'll be a similar sort of thing. I'll look at the clock, go, I kind of got time, and then stress myself out unnecessarily. Story of my life. The only saving grace is the fact that the glue is curing, so it's forced a time limit on me. And it's lucky that it did. God's sake. Fine, I'll have a big laugh about this tomorrow when I'm not stressing out over being late to work. And a distinct lack of tweezers. Okay, I should definitely call it there. Can I, if I move over here, will this then focus? Will it? Won't it? Oh, nearly. Ah, kind of. Kind of will. You can almost see what I've been doing. But yeah, that's the gist of it. and then it's just that for the whole thing. Yay! Fine. It considering the patch that covers, it actually didn't take me that long. All of this is dried up anyway, so I can get rid of it. And then, yeah, I'll actually finish the rest of this tomorrow when I have time. And I can stop being an idiot. At least for now. Isn't that nice? And I've just about got time to cram some cereal before I have to leave the house. Yeah, all's well that ends well. Something to that effect. So, yeah, sod it. I have to go. I had to go like 40 minutes ago. But it's whatever. I, I, it's a weekend. I don't need to care that much about making myself presentable, so who cares? I will catch you guys tomorrow. Probably not this early, but it'll be early enough. Um, yeah, and I'll be doing more mask things because I have to get it done. So I'll catch you then, and yeah, there should be considerably less rage involved. See you in a bit.